How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and as promised, this is the combo tutorial for Cyberstorm Access branded Espia. If you want 5% off any single or sealed product, head over to tier0games.com and use code GALZO5 at checkout. So these are not all the combos that you can do. This deck is super versatile and a lot of hands. I have a lot of starters in them and ways to play, but I do want to show you a few of them that have really caught my eye when I was testing, that I found to be really interesting and really valuable for you to know. Before we begin, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you're new as always. Let's get to our end of year goal of 10,000. We're almost at 7K, so we're not that far off yet. Let's start off with a combo that is going to be the shortest one, and it's going to be the very, very fast and easy Gimmick Puppet Lock. As long as the Gimmick Puppet Lock is legal, we are going to play it. And this is going to be the only combo that does that. The other combos are just going to be like normal branded combos. The I2s here are just like for additional cards in hand. We're going to go ahead, and now you're going to finally see where branded sword comes into play. So we're going to normal summon the guiding Quem. We're going to be sending branded sword to the graveyard. If you don't know what branded sword does, you can banish it. Target one banished monster that is Fallen Valbaz or mentions it, add it to your hand. So we want to recycle this Quem because we don't have a lot of ways to recycle it. Then we are going to go ahead and activate Branded Fusion. We actually don't need the discards in this combo, so it's actually a pure two-card combo, excuse me. Then we are going to send Blazing Cartesia and Fallen Valbaz to summon, of course, the Albion. Now we're going to have Chain 1 be Albion, just fusion summon. Then Guiding Quem, since the card left the extra deck, we can target the Cartesia in the graveyard and special summon it. So we're going to special summon it. And then we're going to banish the Fallen Valbaz and the Quem to make a copy of Albion the Incandescent Dragon. If you don't know what this card does, cannot be targeted, cannot be used as fusion material. During your opponent's turn, target 2 monsters in any graveyard, special summon both monsters, 1 to each field. Sounds familiar? Because it is. Then on resolution, we're going to be activating the Cartesia, fuse away with our Albion to form the Dusk Dragon, activate the effect on summon to send a light or dark monster of level 6 or higher from the deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Of course, send the Gimmick Puppet, go to the end phase. We can now declare the effect of Branded Sword, banish it, and bring back the Quem. You don't have to do that because you're going to get Expulsion as well. So you need targets for that, but we can bring this back to hand. We can also bring this back to hand, right? But you don't have to, because during the end phase, you can also set Expulsion, right? So what we have here is double Expulsion lock with 2 cards, just Quem and Branded Fusion. So again, you can activate the Albion, right? Targeting these 2. If this gets negated, you can just activate Expulsion, tribute this, and summon these 2. So essentially, if they have a Called by the Grave, a Bell, or a DD Crow, which usually out this type of combo, you have the backup of Branded Expulsion that guarantees that this goes through. So again, if this is not banned, you need to be playing this. So our next combo is Lubellion and Quem. We're going to start off by activating the Lubellion, grabbing a copy of Saronir. Then we're going to go ahead and go for Quem. Quem on summon sends a card that mentions Fallen Valbaz. We're going to go ahead and send the Mercurier. Then we're going to go ahead, special summon the Saronir, banish the Mercurier, activate Mercurier's effect to add ourselves to the hand a copy of Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. Now we're going to go ahead, tribute this for Lubellion, activate the effect of Lubellion to place Branded Lost face up on the field. Now we're going to be activating, before of course we do the Lubellion effect, we're going to be activating the Saronir because it's a trigger. We're going to be sending Branded Retribution to the graveyard, just like a different order. Then we're going to activate Albion as cost, send Branded Fusion, put this to the bottom and draw any card, doesn't really matter. This is pretty good as well. Then we're going to banish the Retribution to bring back this Branded Fusion to our hand and go ahead and activate it. Now we're going to be sending the Albaz and the Cartesia. We're going to be summoning the Albion. Now we have 3 triggers here. Albion is going to be 1, Quem 2 to target the Cartesia, and then Lost. Here, if you have another Mercurier, you can add it. I'm going to be adding Kit for now. Then we're going to summon back the Cartesia and go ahead and banish to make a Lubellion. Then we're going to be making Lubellion, chain 1, we're going to be discarding a card. And then if there is no response, we are going to be activating the Cartesia here. Cartesia is going to be making the Dusk Dragon. And we're going to be shuffling back the Albaz here and making Mirror Jade. Now, we already have the Albion in the graveyard, so we can activate this Dusk Dragon to send Lulu Wallolith to the graveyard. Now, we're going to get to the end phase here. We're going to be activating the Cartesia here, bring it back to hand. The Albion, this can grab us whatever we want, basically. Currently, we don't have a way to activate things like branded in red, but we will have if we can get this Quem to the graveyard. So again, you can have branded Beast here, branded in red, Retribution, Expulsion, Sword. Doesn't really matter. Depends on, you know, the other cards you have in your hand, because your discard could be something valuable. So again, depending on the hand. But what's more important is that now you can use Lulu to summon the Cartesia from your hand. So what does this actually accomplish? Okay, so what you can do now, for example, during your opponent's turn, activate the Mirror Jade, sending as cost whatever you want, using the Mirror Jade once. It's not a hard once per turn. Then, at a later point, you can activate the Cartesia, go ahead and use these two to form a Dragostapelia, and now, on resolution, a card has left the extra deck, so you can actually use Quem to target Mirror Jade, because it mentions Fall of Albaz, bring it back, and use it again. And of course, use Branded Lost again. You can grab yourselves whatever you want. In this case, it's going to be Albion, but again, if you run more than one Mercurier, then you can add another negate to your hand. So it essentially, just Quem itself allows you to fusion summon into your opponent's turn, then actually gain value, summon back the Mirror Jade from the graveyard. So this is common amongst all the combos with Quem, but just the very important point of interaction that you can do this thing with Quem. So this is why I mentioned during the previous video why Quem on the field is such a strong card. Wait, only 32% of you are subscribed? Come on guys, leave a thumbs up on the video if you're enjoying this and subscribe to support the channel. So let's see what happens when you have both girls in your hand. We're gonna start off with Quem, send the Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. Now we have a Fallen of Albaz in the graveyard. We can activate Cartesia. Go ahead and summon it. Then we're going to be activating the Albion here, sending the Retribution to the graveyard, placing it on the bottom of the deck. Then we're going to be using Cartesia here. Go ahead, use Quem and Cartesia to form the Granguignol. Activate Granguignol, send the Saronir. Saronir will send us a copy of Branded Fusion. Then we can go ahead, banish the Retribution, add the Branded Fusion back to our hand, and then proceed basically with the normal combo that you normally would do. Here you can go for the Despia combo or for the Lubellion combo, just as an example, because you do have discards in your hand. You can go ahead and activate these, send these, activate the Albion, use the Albion to banish the Albaz and the Saronir here. Make a Lubellion, discard, shuffle back these two, summon a Mirror Jade, tribute the Albion, summon the Lubellion here, and now during the end phase, you can grab yourselves the Cartesia back to hand, and with Albion, you can actually use Branded in red. Of course, we forgot to activate the Lubellion, so we're gonna do just that, I don't care. Place the Branded Lost. So now, this is considered a Despia monster, so you can actually use Branded in red on this. So this is very similar, like, we didn't use Quem for something crazy here like we did in the last combo, But again, this is pretty close to the end board that you would have today, and it's just like with a less optimal hand, Cartesia and Quem. And again, let's not forget that we can actually use branded opening to summon the Quem. So we're gonna go ahead, summon the Aluber, activate the effect, add branded fusion to hand. Then we can go ahead, activate branded opening, discard something, go ahead, summon out Quem. That can now go ahead and send. We can send the Cartesia here to the graveyard and actually do a different line that we would have. So because we already have the brand fusion and everything that we need. So we send the Cartesia, go ahead, activate branded fusion, send the Albaz and the Lubellion to the graveyard, grab an Albion, chain 1, chain 2, target the Cartesia. Now we can go ahead, use that, banish, go for the Lubellion here. Now we can do this, discard, and then chain 2 Cartesia, use both of them, because now we have a way to summon the Lubellion as well. Go for the Dusk Dragon, and then shuffle back the Albaz, the Lubellion, grab the Mirror Jade. Here, this is why I like ad libitum, because when you have your combo going, it's just a 2-card, you know, there's 2 cards variations of everything in this deck. You can send the ad libitum to make the perfect board. So now we can tribute this, go for this, go ahead, place Lost on the field. It's very similar to what you have today, but here you actually have Quem to gain a little bit more advantage than that. So during the end phase, we can add the Cartesia back to our hand, go ahead, place Branded in red, and now we have a Branded in red Lost setup. So during your opponent's turn, you get a banish, you get a pop 2, you add a negate, and then you grab the Mirror Jade back again. Of course, here you can, whenever your opponent special summons a monster, or if a card leaves the extra deck, you can go ahead and use the Granguignol, summon this, and these 2 will trigger. This is another negate for any face-up card, non-targeting. So this is like probably in the normal board. This is not even the weird board, like an exceptional board. This is just the normal line that you will have. That's why you play branded opening and 3 Aluber, so you can use the opening to summon back the Quem. So these have been 4 branded Despia combos in Cyberstorm Access. This is the list that I actually used for this video. This has been in another video of mine earlier this week. You can click here to see that video for yourselves. I think that it's a very balanced list, very focused on Gimmick Puppet and not getting ashed. But overall, I really wanted you guys to see the versatility. Of what you can actually do with this deck and with Quem in the game, because the lines don't change that much, but we use Quem to our advantage whenever we can, and I think it really enriches the deck and makes it a lot more fun. Again, check out my tech choices video to learn more about what you can do with the deck that is different, but I do hope that you learned some new important lines and ways to play during this video so you can prepare for the next iteration of Branded. Thank you so much for watching. Again, leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy, subscribe, it's totally free. Let's get to the 10K sub goal. By the end of the year, we can get there pretty quickly, even earlier than that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.